Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of our Timberborn Ironteeth Meander playthrough. And welcome to my channel, Meandrous Plays. I'm Meandrous. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's see. For a second, I didn't think I hit record. We're good. We're good. I did have a comment that we might need a levee up here to keep the water from flowing off the edge right here. And that is absolutely correct. It needs to be the same height as this and these sluices. So I did miss that. So we just need a levee right here. Since there's a water source here, the water can't go off the map directly above water sources. It's like an invisible wall. And that makes sense because otherwise it would just flow right off the map right after it comes. But there's no water source below here, so we do need a levee there. So we are actually losing some of that water off the map right now. So let's fix that. Oh, we're only going 1 times speed? No. We need to go faster than that. All right. Now that that's taken care of, we are definitely going to need a bigger reservoir over here. I think I'm going to start building a reservoir up here to release and fill into this one. Because eventually I want this to be a nice tall reservoir that will, what's the words I'm looking for? That will serve as the height for our pressurized pipe. So let's do it right about, let's see here. You know what? I do want to include the aqueduct. I want the aqueduct to maybe be flowing into it. So, with that in mind, let's just build a reservoir right here. We're going to put sluices on the bottom for now. And we just need 5 of them. Actually, since this isn't a waterfall edge, we can get by with 3. I'll do 4 just to be on the safe side, though. So we'll do that. And let's see. So we will finish this off so that the aqueduct flows down into here, I'm thinking. So, not that we're hurting on logs at all, but this project's going to need a lot of logs for 1. And for 2, we might as well cut these ones down that are right here. Grip set that to logs, obtain, and cut down all these birches. It's not a lot of logs there, and we're not really hurting, but it also won't hurt anything to harvest them. They'll be right where we need them to build, so that will be just fine. And I think I'm going to straighten it out a little bit. So I'm going to keep this height, but I'm going to blow up some of this and make it more square and then maybe go underneath. If we're having it flow in, yeah, we can still go underneath. That should be fine. No problems. So with that, I'm thinking something maybe like that. Actually, we're going to have to match this height, this spot. So we're going to have to go in up here and do a little bit more excavating right here. Okay, a bad tide's approaching. So now we'll be able to see and make sure our bad tide diversions work as they should. Can't remember if we had a bad tide yet since we built them. I think we did. So we might actually have already proven ourselves. Which, if that's the case, awesome. Wonder if I can get these pumping without flood issues, because I really would like more water stored up here if we can at all. All right, so now the problem isn't storage for our logs, it's Well, it is actually storage for our logs. Never mind. For a second there, I thought it wasn't, but it is. You know, I'm even going to put down a second one of these. Because, yeah, we'll be needing a lot over here. And it's still going to be kind of far from where I'm needing it, but I'm going to build a explosives warehouse over here, too. Explosives obtain. We don't have all that much. Oh, we haven't been pumping bad water? Oh, no, no, no. That's not good. The good news is it's a bad tide that's coming. So, we're going to be able to store up bad water. But really, we should have been pumping that whole temperate cycle so that in case it was a drought, we were storing up bad water. We did not do very good on that aspect of it. Let's see. Got the gears coming in, got the planks. Honestly, it's looking pretty good over here. We don't even have our explosives factory going? Oh, man. That was a mistake. Take a few workers out of here just to keep them elsewhere, because we do want enough haulers. So I'll just take one worker out of there, I guess. Okay, that can reach all of it. It's all marked for cutting. Okay, good. Oh. You know, for some reason, I didn't even see this other storage we already had over here from building this. That was plenty close, but having some more logs on hand over there won't hurt at all. We are starting to build up the metal blocks. So we will be able to expand our tubeways, so that will be very handy as well. I just really want this bad water discharge done. So that's going to need explosives. Wonder if we can squeeze in another explosives factory. I mean, we definitely can. It's just where. Maybe next to this smelter would be a good spot. I kind of think so. We can explode some of that from down here. I mean, from up here. And we can make it so it matches the height of that other one. Platforms. The bad tide started. Let's double check, make sure there's no issues here. All flowing off of there perfectly. I see a little bit of brown here. It might have had a little bit of an overflow. Possibly. Might have built up a little high before the water got to this. So to fix that, all we need to do is put another layer up here. And we're going to eventually cap this anyway. So let's put that layer up there now. So we just got to demolish the path first. Okay. And then levees. We'll probably put one there too and one there. Then we can do a levee up here in the stairway. Now they should be able to reach all of that, and then we got to do the same thing over on this side. So just the path. They're like that. Should be able to do it. But this, let's save this levee for last, because they can build it from right here. And then we'll put another, nah, that's not even what I wanted to do. Let's see. Do that, and then a platform here. And then they can get up top there to build all of those. Just like that. Now for these, how are we going to do those? I know one way. I don't think it's the best way, but it will work. Come on. Definitely don't think that's the best way to go about it, but it will work. So be it. So now for this to overflow, it would have to get all the way above this levee before it starts draining over here. The problem was it kind of overflowed before the water worked its way over here, and that's why we got a little splash of bad water through there. This one is working just fine. I didn't notice if we had a splash of bad water through there, but I doubt it because this is higher. I think that was probably okay. Probably going to want to set that back to obtain, and the planks as well. Just for these stairs and such. There we go. We are building up canola oil, like I said I wanted to, but we're actually still running out of soybeans before we're really filling this up. So we could plant a few more soybeans. There's that farm. I'm just all turned around right now. There we go. So let's plant a few more soybeans. Double check the farms can reach it. Oh yeah, no problem. Maybe even just one more row. That ought to do it. Good. We are out of housing again. Now, housing again isn't as important for Ironteeth. It's really just for the shelter bonus. But you don't want to lose out on that well-being bonus if you can help it. Something like that, maybe? That'll be 16 more houses, so should be quite good. And I'm going to put this on pause just until we can get a little bit of decorations down here, like, you know, the bush and lantern. So we'll put a lantern on both of those, and I'll be able to reach both of them. And even this one. That one wasn't getting lantern bonus. We do need to find a way to get a roof up there as well. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. Maybe just a triple platform there. Boom, boom, and then we can put the roof tile. Actually, I'm going to actually connect a bridge to get over to that roof as well. Before I get too crazy. Because then we can put the roof tile here and here, and they'll be able to get both of those. Double check what other things we might be missing. This one doesn't have access to a bush, actually. So that can be fixed just like that. There they have access to that. How about this? Nope, they don't have a beaver bust. Beaver statue we should get going. But we were hoping for a lot of metal blocks for Tubeways. So maybe we'll just... Nah, I want to get it because I want to put it up here before we lose access to all of this. There we go. One there, and that should cover all of our housing. Good. All right, what's happening with our water situation? Oh yeah, we had just closed this to eliminate some of the pumping issues, the flooding issues. I'll slow down the pumping here, but I set this to open now, or auto, when it's below 0.15, 1.5. So that's going to fill up enough for our swimming pools again. They don't have a way to reach that section yet. Just trying to think. No, there shouldn't be any problem really with especially if we just set these to open for now. Then it's going to act like they're not there for when we try to build this up. So it's not going to interrupt the flow at all. I think right about here is where we're going to put that. So really we don't need that dynamite. And we could put a stairs up here. Let's see. So this is all done. They built all of that. Now its purpose is finished for now. We're also going to want to dynamite that section and that section. So wait, this is actually going to be the wall right here. We're going to connect over to this. So we don't need to delete all of that to explode all of that. Or even that one, actually. But these ones, yes. I know, there's not really a method to my madness right now. But it doesn't seem like there is, but I promise there is. What? Nothing to do in range? Well, bye. Wait. Why didn't you cut that one down? I bet I know why. Dang it. I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna delete it so I don't have to keep looking at it. There we go. All right. So I shut these off because there's no water there, obviously. Stretching lacks materials. Okay. We're still just waiting on explosives mostly. Oh, this is done. So now we can close this whenever we want and bad water will stop flowing. Or we can open it, and when open, it maintains the bad water flow even during droughts. So this flow will never stop now. Okay. How are we doing on these? Still a little bit of scrap there. I wonder, can they get to these ones from above? I'm not sure. We'll just see until they don't have anything left to do. Being pretty full on scrap. That's okay. I think it's time for another metal storage, though. We want to build up more metal storage for iron teeth than we did for folktails, just because their tubeways cost metal. Figure giving them another way down and up would be good. Just like so. Although really we should have either done here or... Yeah, probably here, so we could have at least built something there. But maybe we'll throw in some back scratchers or something. Or medical beds. Those would work there too. Just something to take up that room. Because I don't think we're maxed out on scratchers. Be very surprised if we are. Nope. So yeah, we could definitely use more of those. Still waiting on the dynamite. And that's because a lot of it went to this for a while there. And we can put another builder in there. Oh, I don't think we need to keep these blueberries around anymore. So I'm going to actually unmark them for this whole section here, actually. And I'm going to mark the blueberries for demolition. I'm going to turn this section into a coffee plantation. I don't know if plantation is the right word. Farm, plantation. I'm going to grow coffee here. Because it's by this gatherer that can get to it just fine. So once these are cut down, I will replace them with coffee. Coffee. Okay, we're getting it with that. I think we should connect these. Oh, guess I didn't need that levee there. As always, it's more efficient to build from the top. So since we're already up here, I think we might just build a bridge to kind of complete these. Let's see. How would be the best way to do that? It very well might be a large overhang. So that we can then put just the tiny bridge here. And we don't need this big of one. So maybe that looks like it should do it. And that should help us build this whole wall all the way up. All we need to do is connect the paths here, and here, and there. And then we can do something similar for this direction. Let's see. Actually, so this path right here would work. Maybe we go like that. We can't put a tiny bridge there, but we can do platforms. And just to make sure we can make it, I'm going to do another overhang before we do anything else with that. Delete that path. Stairs. Oh, not stairs there. Oops. Let's see. We want it to go here. So here we're right below. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just need 4. Trying to think. It'd be hard. It's going to be hard to actually turn. In fact, I don't think it's real possible to turn unless we use one of these and then climb up it. I think what's going to be easier than that, though. Okay, so we can see this is right below it there with the X's. So you can tell where it's below. It's the empty spot right there. So if this is below, if we put platforms here, then we can turn it like that. I think if that's how we want it. So we're going to need to build up here too. So actually, no, that's not quite how I'm going to want it. It would be better to be one more forward. And by that, I just mean, so instead of building right here, build here. I'm sorry, I keep pausing it. Something like that. And that should be able to get us as high as we want there. Now we got some good scaffolding set up. We are going to need to decide where we want it this side of it. I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking we just line up with this. So to do that, let's delete these. And we're going to need to figure out scaffolding from that side. Which won't be too hard. I think I'll just climb up here. Okay, but we gotta not be in line with that. So we'll climb up here. Then we can put a... Is that too high already? Yeah, it is. Just a double here. It's okay, something like that. And then we can make the stairway. Whoa! Game lagged a little bit there and built a lot of extra platforms. Actually, why am I building two of those? Be cheaper to build a triple. Ah. Just getting all the scaffolding in place for this little project of ours. Make sure, yep, it's one over from this, so it'll be able to build all along here. Then we can just finish it off with a bridge. Doesn't need to be that long. Actually, it does need to be that long of a bridge. Perfect. We maybe wanted this to go up higher, but no, we wanted the aqueduct to be able to flow into it. So we actually don't need to go any higher. Maybe over here a little bit, but this should work to get a lot of the project done. We just need a little bit of pathing here. Oh, we need the stairs actually. There we go. Pathing, and now that's all done. Now, so they're all climbing up here or over here. So this is good. So are these. These are also good. We're going to have to put them on obtain, though. Still a little far away, but it's not too bad. Do we got metal up here? No, we don't. So we're going to want some metal storage up here, too. Metal, okay. Unpause these. Whoa, why are we overflowing that much? I didn't just set this to open. No, this is on auto. These are closed. Let's close this. Something else is happening over here. It's flooding after it passes through here. It's like it's just taking a while for the waterfall to catch up a little bit. Shouldn't be doing that, though. But it's pulsing all the way back here. It's not pulsing in here at all. Does that mean we don't have enough edges here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I guess that's just barely enough technically, so maybe that's the problem. If we had another dam there, maybe that would help. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know, or else I would have already fixed it. Get exploding stuff. Keep exploding over here. Exploding this. Exploding that. Drought is approaching. But this drought, we're still going to have access to bad water. So that's exciting. Still got stuff to do? Okay. I don't think they're going to be able to reach this scrap without some help. Now they should be able to, though. Our unemployed beavers just really shot up. I mean, our shortage. We had a lot of beavers die all at the same time, which is not ideal. Still doing pretty good here. That should all be able to reach, okay. So yeah, with that scaffolding, we should be able to really just build up this whole area quite well. Yeah, should do good. And as we're doing that, we're going to work on how to cap this. Wait, we can't build a... Can we not build above the... I can't remember if we can build above the water sources. For some reason, I'm thinking we can't. Okay. So that's over the map. This isn't. Okay, so it's letting us build that. Okay. So that's going to be kind of how we cap it. Except we're going to want to go one further back. Trying to think how to visualize this. So basically, we're going to put a platform here. And then that, and then there's going to be a... Oh, we can't put a levee under there. How do we do this again? Struggling to remember how exactly this is supposed to... Okay, it's supposed to be from the inside. Which we can't put... Okay, so we need to get one further out each side so that right here I can put platforms over this way. I don't know if my rambling there made sense. You'll have to trust me. But to cap it, that's what I think we have to do. I think. I've been wrong before. You guys have seen it. Not very experienced with capping this, but I want to try to cap it to pressurize the system. I think that would be useful. All right. Looking pretty good, though. I like that we got a lot of this scaffolding here. I like that we have this bad water discharge. It is currently a drought. And we got flowing water. That's producing a tiny amount of power. Oh yeah, that's right. We were building over here to get more engines going. I remember that now. You know, just the most inefficient way possible. Because that's how we usually like to do things around here. I didn't see any movement on my screen, so I had to double check that it wasn't paused. But I guess when you're working so far away from your workers, that'll happen. So now with that, we should honestly be able to just build another engine there. And have 2 more engines connected to our power spine. I think they should be able to reach all of that. Just a little bit of a winding path, and they have a lot of other build commands. So it might be time to look at another builder's hut. But really, to make that feasible, we're going to need to up our population. I am always afraid of doing it too quickly on Ironteeth, so I'm just going to put down 1 more breeding pod. Oh, we forgot to set this at auto again. I should let more water in through there to get these swimming pools working again. Hey, we can plant more coffee bushes. There we go. We haven't harvested any coffee yet. But all we're going to need is a coffee brewery, which does need power. So we'll need to find a home for it. We'll work on that. So this says 800 and it only needs 500. And this only takes 200. So actually, coffee brewery can be just fine with these engines. It's taking advantage of power that was already there. And coffee is stored in tanks, so we can put a medium tank there for the coffee. And a small warehouse here for the coffee beans. Obtained. And we're gonna, oh, but that needs treated planks. We haven't had to worry about that yet. All right, it's time for the Tapper Shack to start actually collecting some of these. You know, we're doing so good on trees. I'm actually just going to yoink those away. Why not yoink these 3 away as well? Make that a higher priority. Wood, we need the Tapper Shack. We need the wood workshop. And then we need to unmark these for cutting. So I was going to put another explosive factory here, but now I think it's going to be the wood workshop. We're starting to catch up on our explosives now anyway, especially since we have a constantly flowing bad water source. We're actually full on bad water stored right now, or pretty close. So I'm just going to pause one of those pumps and only have one of them going. Let's see. Oh, coffee bushes. There we go. Maybe we make a little bit bigger storage for the coffee beans just while we're waiting for... Okay, we don't need that big probably, right? Just while we're waiting for the coffee brewery to get online, we'll store up these coffee beans. How's it coming along here? Okay, this is all ready to blow up. I blew up one too far. Meh. Oh well. So we'll just replace that with some levees. Right there. And then we just start building up right here. You know, I said we were so good on wood, but what I'm planning on doing over here is going to cost so many logs. I probably won't be good on logs for very long here. But we have a whole lot of oaks that aren't even being chopped down because we have full log storage. So, not too worried. Yeah, this whole area, they're going to be building both this way, that way, and this way from right here. A lot of it being logs. So I'm going to build another log storage up here that they can access logs from. And I just need one. So we're going to set that at high priority. And then a large industrial pile right there. Also on high priority. Obtain logs. And then we'll tell haulers to prioritize it. Okay. I really, really, really need to get some tubeways like over here. One here probably, and one, honestly, probably one up here. Yeah, so if we do something like that, put a tubeway station there. That will... Oh, no, I don't want to delete that whole thing. Just these. We can have like a tubeway there. And a solid tubeway, not right there, but here. And a normal tubeway right there. And I'm just building it down here to keep it out of the way a little bit. And that is going to eat through our metal like none other. I'm kind of quiet. I'm just trying to plan out probably a pretty bad two-way pathway, but a two-way pathway that will work to get over there. I've had worst worse pathways before. You know what? I'm going to need the storage, so I'm just going to build up medium warehouses there and just use them to build on top of for now. This is getting ambitious for the amount of materials I have. But we're not in a rush to get it done. We're just getting it done eventually. So I don't really want to lose this height that we gained. So I'm going to build platforms across here. Probably would have been cheaper to do the vertical tubeways down and then back up. But I think this looks pretty cool too. Maybe right here. Nice if we didn't have to drop all the way down. There we go. That's a little bit of a waste. So we're gonna make it a double. And then just a vertical tubeway here. And then, yeah, this is by no means an efficient way to do this. It's the meandrous way, though, for whatever that's worth. Answer, not much. Not worth much. It got the job done. That will connect eventually. And the reason they can build all that is they can build from these tubeways. So as they're going along building this, they'll be able to just keep building the next section. It'll take them ages to get there, but it will get done. I'm going to put all of this scaffolding at a lower priority and all of this building just so that they focus on the tubeway infrastructure and like the other infrastructure to build it first. So if that's lower priority, it's going to go to every other project. Why aren't you built? I feel like I did you ages ago. Oh, because it utilizes that building. That explains it. Because that's a part of the path up there is that building. Nothing to do in range? You're all done? Oh, you think so? Now once I complete that, you're not. There we go. Okay, we definitely don't need it. Well, it might be nice to have some explosives up here to revamp this area a little bit. So I'll leave that for now. We have way more canola oil than we need, and we're coming up on filling up on soybeans. Let's see. Let's get that wood workshop going. Oh, I just need to blow this up. There we go. Now they should be focusing on, I don't know exactly. What are you building? Ah, that's just a hauler. Let's find out what our builders are doing. So let's find a builder and follow them. They are sleeping. Well, that's good. It's bedtime. What are our builders prioritizing? Ah, this whole section. That's a worthwhile endeavor too. I'll let them keep at that. Just hopefully none of them block themselves in. That would annoy me some. But yeah, getting this up and running, that'll be good. We don't have any pine resin yet, anyway, so it's not like crucial to get this up and running quite yet, because we just gotta wait. Although some of these are ready to gather, and we do need to get that tapper shack up and running ASAP. Why did I think the tapper shack was bigger than that? Huh. Huh. Not workplace, but we do want that built really fast. And maybe I'll put just a few more pine trees here. And also clear that cutting area. Yeah. Okay, no beavers trapped themselves, right? Yep. Good. Just a few more power shafts to complete that connection. Actually, what are we missing here? Ah. Missing those. Well, that's easy enough to fix. So we're just going to go from above again, like we pretty much always do. We don't even need that big of a bridge. Just a bridge. Build that high priority, and then it'll be able to stick that in there. And actually, it looks like it needs another one right there. So we're going to put both of those at a little higher priority. This at a high priority, and they can get there right away, and then these engines are up and running too. Which is important because we don't have a whole lot of flow with that river right now. It's just the two. Let's pause these. Our reservoir is getting a little bit lower than I'd like. I'm going to pause most of the pumping, actually. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, we just have the two flow from the bad water discharge, which is adding some power. You know, about 100. A little bit more. So that's good. I don't think the beavers are working on the tubeways yet. Oh, there they start. Now they're starting. Would have been nice if I started from over here, because that's what they would have focused on first. It'll get done, though. I'm not worried. Just whenever they have time. We only have 8 builders and a lot of building projects, so we got to give our builders a little grace. But we can have more builders. Hey, this is all turning. These engines are running. We got way more power than we need. We're actually going to pause one of these engines to not burn off more logs. Let's see. You know, if we extend this power shaft over that way, we can actually make it so that this side has access to stuff as well. The power. That's what I meant by stuff. Do something like one of these. Yeah. In fact, that 3x3 spot might be a perfect spot for a centrifuge. And they should be able to build most of that from up here. The only thing that would be questionable is these two. Actually, not questionable. I know they couldn't. But if I do this, that's a bigger bridge than we need. Then it's no longer questionable. It's I know they can. So now we got power on both sides of this. That's going to be nice. Beavers without work to do? What? How are there both unemployed and vacancies? That I don't understand. Huh? You trapped yourself. You're dumb. No, not even platforms. Yeah, platforms are going to be the easiest. Set that at high priority. So that beaver can join the rest of them. I still don't know how we have vacancies and unemployed. Or were they just beavers with nothing to do? No, that wasn't it. Anyway, these 4 are done. Which means now I can actually put more there if we want to get rid of this sooner. It's not a huge rush. We're kind of full on scrap anyway. Okay, now they can reach and build all of that. Okay. Looks like more coffee bushes to plant. Good. All right, now it's actually bothering me. I do want to do the planting for this last little... Oh, not those. Right there. And then we can have that last little bit, that whole area be coffee bushes. It's probably more coffee than we need, to be perfectly honest. But I'd rather have more coffee than we need than not enough. Be really sweet if we can get this done in time for... Actually, we have pine resin coming in. We need to prioritize that. That way we can get some treated planks going and get this going before we are full on storage for coffee beans. That's what I was saying. It'd be nice to get that going before we run out of storage space. Obviously, we could always build more storage space, but I don't really want to do that either. If it's not necessary. I don't know why I blew that up. What I need is that, and then I can delete some of those other things. Because we basically want these 2 spots open to build those platforms across this way to cap it. No good selected. Okay, we built all of that finally. It's a great question. Why are we full on? Sure, gears. And you can be... You below it can be... Anything else we're full on? Sure, you can be cassavas. Why not? Up here? Berries. Heaven forbid we ever need those again. And... mango fruits. I mainly built those storages without anything to store them in mind, but to have storage available and something to build this tubeway on. We are drastically cutting into our plank production to the point where it's time to delete that gear workshop and put in another industrial lumber mill again. We'll set that on high priority because, yeah, we're down to 15 planks, guys. We have really cut into our plank production. That makes sense because each of the tubeways cost 2 planks. And the vertical ones cost 4. So we're out of planks. Flat out. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good with a lot of this, though, to be honest. We at least have a tentative plan. And now with these 2 lumber mills, we're going to be eating up those logs faster to make them into planks. So that should drive down our logs some so that they actually have to cut down all these oaks that we planted. That's the idea anyway. Ideally, we'd also want to connect this tubeway to over there so they have different pathing options. But right now, anybody that's going over here and anybody that's going over here, their needs don't really cross at all. This is supplying and moving food and making food, and this is like supplying building materials for our reservoir. So I don't foresee a beaver ever needing to go from here to here at the moment. And unlike zip lines, we don't need to have it go from station to station. We could branch off at any point and bring the tubeways elsewhere. Like if we wanted one up here, which honestly we very well might. In fact, because we're going to make this into kind of an industrial sector at one point, I can demonstrate my point with something that will be useful for us later. Did I build one road underneath there? I did. Path, whatever. So with that, we can actually just branch off the tubeways like this and have like a T here, a Y, so they have a choice of where to go. It's no problem for them. Not a problem at all. And then we can have them reach it up here. So we can have as many tubes going any which direction as we want. And it works just fine. Way more flexible than the zip lines. We're doing water. Our mangroves are still wet. That's the only thing I'm worried about because I know we have plenty in the tanks. Hey, we're making treated planks. We just need 3 more of them. Apparently, we've been making treated planks for a little while here. We just need 3 more of them to build this coffee brewery. And with that, our beaver needs, if I can select a beaver, we're going to go up. Coffee is a +3 bonus. Nice. And these beavers are workaholics. Of course they need coffee. And just so they don't have to go all the way back for a snack and for coffee, I am going to put, not even for coffee, but for water is what I meant. But maybe coffee would make sense too. Since we're going to be building over here for a while, we'll have some kind of food over here. Some fermented soybeans are going to be over here. And some water for them to drink. Just so when they're building all of this, they don't have to go super far to get a drink or to grab a bite to eat. I think they still want to mix up their food variety type, so it's harder to do that for food. But in case they're thirsty, that way they don't have to go all the way. I think this would maybe be the closest one. I'm not sure. We're not keeping our swimming pools going, but we're keeping our mangroves alive. And only a day and a half left of this drought. So I think we can actually start pumping a little bit. Did we just have another death wave? We did. Ooh, those death waves are brutal, guys. Oh, of course, these breeding pods are almost exactly synced. We would want those spread out if at all possible. Let's pause that one. And let some of these other ones catch up to go further. I buried them underneath a metal platform, I remember that. So, yeah, we really need more of our breeding pods spread out. That's what it comes down to. Got all of this built, though. And we do need a roof for this last building. But this one don't have a roof bonus. Now it will. Coffee plants coming in. Are we brewing the coffee yet? Yes, we are. And this also uses a little bit of logs. Only one log for every 10 coffee beans, but it still uses logs. And we are still perfectly within the supply of these two engines, the Number Cruncher and the coffee brewery. In fact, with that current setup, we still have 100 horsepower to spare. So we could put a lumber mill there, no problem. In fact, I might do that. Maybe once this makes its first beaver. I'll delete it. We have the warehouse for coffee beans just ever so slightly further away. And we can put a lumber mill here too, because why not? We can utilize almost all the power from these engines that are running the Number Cruncher. Can't get all the materials. Okay, we're short on planks. You know what? I'm not even going to wait for that breeding to be done. We're short on planks. We're going to build another industrial lumber mill. High priority there. We are probably struggling with employment. Nope, we just had a decent amount of them grow up, it looks like, too. Well, now what happened? Why is this flickering on and off so much? Not all that many things died all at once. Really confuses me. All right, so we do have to just close this. That'll help with some of that flooding. We want these on, though. Don't need that one on. No, we can keep the engine running, whatever. Oh, they're actually getting over to that stuff. That's surprising. I guess I didn't say that stuff was low priority, so it's not all that surprising. Oh, anyway, we finished that drought, and it's a good time to end the episode. I think we made some great progress today. We got scaffolding in place, well, almost in place to start expanding our reservoir. And we got a lot of tubeways built, as well as this bad water discharge, additional power, and coffee. That's all good things. Our population's steadily increasing. We're keeping enough food for everybody. Lots of good progress today. We're just going to keep chugging along on that next time. And if you watch this whole video to the end, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I love talking to you guys. And I will see you guys next time.